Today in Cartoon Breaking News, the highlights of this channel. The first highlight, basically, Armin is actually working on a Pokemon project. We don't know what, but of course we talk about it later on of this channel. The second highlight of today, they are gonna make it a Tangled live action remake. Of course, a lot of people are not happy about that. We talk about that later on. And the third highlight of today, this breaking news, basically Tom and Jerry getting another animated movie. At least that we assume. We gotta talk about that and so much more in Cartoon Breaking News. Of course, this is the first time on my channel. My name is Richo. I like to talk about animation, not just animation, to reviews, first impressions, cartoon theories, and sometimes we have some spare time, Cartoon Breaking News. Of course, you like how it's going, you like to help my channel, put a like, comment, and share. That's all you need to do. If not, that's fine, but you do. Thanks to you, I'm getting close to my main goal of 2,000 subscribers. And yes, I'm getting close every single day because of people like you. People put like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks. Now let's get started off the first news of the day. Now, our first news of the day is from Toon Hive posting something very interesting. A new Tom and Jerry animated film is on the works with Warner Brothers Production Animation, Deadline reported. And this is sort of interesting because the last animated project from Tom and Jerry was basically the New York one, the one that supposedly half live action, half 2D, that fans were very divisive because it didn't do nothing very unique. The only thing it did, that Pacific film, it just sort of reignite interest of Tommy Jerry. Because of that, we did have sort of the special of the New York one animated series. It also the animated anime from Japan, cute kawaii Tom and Jerry, that was actually pretty good. And that's basically what we got of these, the explosion of re-interest of the live action Tom and Jerry. Who knows, this will be a live action, who knows, it'll be different, interesting, because let's face it, Tom and Jerry itself is sort of hard to do something with nothing. And I think that's the best way to describe it, because Tom and Jerry, a very simple plotline. In fact, every time they do a movie about them, it's not about them, it's about the side characters. Or Tom and Jerry helping the main lead, they're not them. It's for a reason, because they do not talk. If they talk, people pissed off. Even that Tom and Jerry do technically talk the original series, but only talk when completely extremely necessary. Only if the joke is that funny, they actually do it, let the characters talk. But once more, you can see or watch when the short to understand is almost possible to make a movie. But of course, Warner Brothers will not stop trying because it's still a very popular IP, is that he not yet figured out crack the code. Even fans of Tom and Jerry do get tired of this, that realizing you can't do a movie. Okay to make a series, but a movie is almost impossible. But other than that, are you still have hope for this version of Tom and Jerry? Are you still jaded and bitter of the live action? Because let's face it, the live action version on Tom and Jerry wasn't really good. In fact, all the movies on Tom and Jerry wasn't really high regard. People argue which one is the best one because none of them really that good. They're always sort of a question like, why you focus on this character except for Tom and Jerry, but you do focus on Tom and Jerry, there's not much to say or change. If you do, you completely change the formula of the original, and you see that sort of kind of cycle over and over. You just don't know what to do, but yet who knows, maybe this one will change the game finally or not. Tell me down below if you care about this or not. Now let's talk about the next animated project. Now, our next news is actually from Twitter/S of Animation on Max, basically posting the new trailer of Comedy Side Effect, a new adult thriller comedy series from Adult Swim, will be showing on Adult Swim on February the 2nd and next day on Max. Now, I have seen the trailer effect. I have seen the first episode a long time ago. This is during the sort of kind of shadow drop stream of Adult Swim. They dropped 5 first episodes of the main series of the new series coming out in a couple of months, and one of them was Comet Side Effect, that I did not really officially review because I didn't know what to say exactly, but at least you want to know, is any good? Yeah, it's very good. If you like that sort of kind of like Men in Black or X-Files, but a comedy twist into it. But once you actually really think the situation, this is weird, this is strange, or this is wrong, it's a type of series for you because they do kind of focus on two people basically hiding stuff from the people and working in the government. It's sort of very funny, very interesting, but you also follow this sort of secret organization who trying to probably hide a few things, but it's sort of the running gag, like how you hide this with water, with a paper, with a pencil, or just knock him down with a rock. I mean, that works too. And that's sort of the idea of it, that sort of serious deadpan, but realistically very well thought of scenarios that just really grasp you. Something like X-Files, in other words, or basically Men in Black. I mentioned those series and sort of kind of more ridiculous scenarios, but protecting the human race. But yet very kind of deep-ish in a way, but once more, it works. And it's sort of hard to explain it. You have to see it yourself. In fact, kind of hard to explain it. You can see why I cannot really do a review because I needed more stuff to really breaking down what I saw. But other than that, I do recommend it because it is very enjoyable. In fact, are you excited of this new anime series from Adult Swim? Tell me down below. Let me know. Now let's talk about the next animated project. Now, our next news is from Tomb Hive posting something that everybody rolling their eyes out, specifically posting on their Twitter/X saying the live action Tangled remake is on the works on Disney. And everybody a little bit upset, saying basically why, what's the point, this does not make sense. But at the same time, it kind of does make sense remaking Tangled because basically they remaking last couple of princess left to remake is basically Tangled, and also what was it, the Princess of Frog, and what else we missing here? It also Frozen. If I think they are remaking that one, I'm not sure. If they wouldn't be, probably would. I'm not fully surprised. But and honestly, there is no point of this because that one is really leaning into more like Looney Tunes type of humor that even Looney Tunes making live action films struggle to pull off. And this one seems a really bad idea. Only they have a very strong director or very good script to allow them to actually pull it off. But I highly doubt it because it's Disney. They became so lazy they decide just to remake every single film they make and just do nothing. Just plus of their work, they just being so fucking lazy. I'm sorry. I'm just sort of tired of them just remaking film after film. Not just me. Every single one of the fans and non-fans just sort of tired of Disney laziness. It's just sort of mind-blowing how much they keep doing this again and again. I think it's the only reason why they keep doing it is because it's easy money, especially how people won't not stop watching the live action series of them, even that people are sort of kind of tired. But I don't know how you felt about this. I feel it's just sort of tiring just to see another movie being live action, or you are actually interested because it's Tangled. Tangled is a sort of completely different beast of the live action animated princess. Tell me down below, let me know. Now let's talk about the next animated project of the day. Now, another one from Tomb Hive, they're actually posting the new trailer of Harley Quinn Season 5 will be come out on Max January 16. And one thing is sort of kind of have the conversation of it, not because it's Harley Quinn, it's the fact everybody talking about, wait, they have Red X reappearing in the series, because Red X is sort of a very likable original character from the original Teen Titans that they barely started to kind of initially put in the comics, but also they trying to reuse him in different places. And it's just sort of strange to see Red X inside Harley Quinn. I mean, they can, but yet it's just sort of strange because there's not enough story about him or who he is. So I don't know how they gotta use him. He gotta make it more funnier. Even the original, he's not supposed to be funny. He's sort of just a straight man. He's serious, straight to the point, and do what he needs to do. steal or capture or hire for someone who wants basically a muscle man to steal something. And that's basically the whole gimmick of Red X. In fact, Red X is basically a replacement of Red Hood. They actually wanted to use it in the original Teen Titans. Because of this, Red X sort of blew up because it became his own thing. Who is he? And the thing he never really answered in the series and decided to keep it as a question. Who is he? To keep the mysterious things about Red X. And that's the thing. How do you approach something if you don't know nothing about? Especially in a comedy sort of a strange show like the Harley Quinn. I'm just sort of extremely interested, even that I have never seen the Harley Quinn show. It's one of those shows that I kind of wanted to see, but I never have the original streaming app of DC now actually shutting down, moving to Max. They have the chance to see all the seasons, but I never did. I almost wanted to, but I never was motivated to actually watch it. Even that, to me, it sounds like this season 5 kind of retreading some ideas from the original couple of seasons, like Ivy becoming a rehire for a businesswoman and Harley try to move on but keep doing stupid stuff. This is what sort of I hear online from some fans who actually truly love it, but yet that's not the whole point of the show. The whole point of the show is the characters themselves. If you love the characters, they only focus on the characters. They have to relapse a couple of times to do something unique. But other than that, I'm still interested. I probably give it a chance. Hey, tell me down below how you feel about Harley Quinn. You still watching it, not watching it? Tell me down below. Let me know. Now let's talk about the next project of this cartoon breaking news. Of course, another one from Toon Hive, they posted a few minutes ago. They actually posted the new trailer of The Day That Blew Up from the Looney Tunes movie. Will be released on February 28th. And the trailer feels okay. Like, it doesn't feel hype. I mean, they're trying to make it hype, but I feel they're using all the kind of lowbrow jokes. But what I heard, the people who watch it first, like the other side of the world, if you don't know, it was sort of Germany, Russia, Japan got kind of the first dibs of watching this film. Then we and Americans that we created Looney Tunes, we are watching the last of the film. It's just sort of strange they decided to do that. But other than that, I heard the film, at least in the reviews or the fan reviews, stating it is that good. Of course, they didn't say the trailer looked this bad. Oh well, what they see the other trailers, their version of them, but their trailers are way better than ours, and feel this was sort of lowbrow jokes that just decided to put in. So if you did not like the trailer, don't worry, the movie is good. It's that they sort of decided to choose the worst jokes to put on this trailer. But once again, I still enjoy, I still want to see this film, I still will support it, but yet it's sort of hard to support something and you're showing the worst of it, not the best. But yet, I think that's how you know is a movie is actually that good, because sometimes some movies has the worst trailers and you find out later on the movie is actually that good. The best trailers usually are the worst movies and you realize you got scammed watching this film. But other than that, what do you think? Do you like this American trailer, or you seen the other versions of this trailer but done better? You prefer those trailers than this, or you gotta watch this film on theaters to support Looney Tunes to basically flip off the CEO of Warner Brothers stating canceling all the animated projects, and this one to show how important animation is to the people nowadays. Tell me down below your thoughts. Now let's talk about the next animated project of this news cycle. Now, this news is not the best news. At least you're waiting for Into the Spider-Verse, the third film. Gerald, the main lead of the Spider-Verse, actually has a sort of report on the Screen Rant posting on Hollywood Handle saying, yeah, he's not yet re-recording his lines. So in other words, it seems to me Spider-Verse probably another delay because none of the main leads are recording their lines, and you need to kind of record their lines to actually do the animated series because you know how to lip sync their movement. So yeah, this is not a good sign. But hopefully the movie will be good. I'm be okay if this movie was delayed again. Just make sure it makes this movie good. That's all people want. Of course, people will be a little bit kind of a little bit frustrated. They're a little pissed off, but yet they get it. Like, yeah, this takes time, but something like you keep delaying this again. I mean, come on, we know this would be good. This would be hype. In fact, some people are basically joking, yeah, this movie come out in 2040. That could be possible because after the delay, after another delay, that they have some changes. Let's face it, the two directors are very very up their asses. If you hear some of the basically interviews, that yeah, they're good, but at the same time, bro, you don't have to be perfect. You just need to have a good script. But other than that, hopefully they can nail the performance. I mean, of course, all the comments down below, they feel a little kind of frustrated. Like, yeah, we can wait, I guess, again, or why, or memes from Family Guy. They go over and over again, but yet I'm okay with this if the movie is good, if they do it right. Just don't take like 10 years to make perfection. If that's the only thing I'm sort of worried about, that sort of perfection mentality. Like, you cannot be perfect. Whatever you have, just give it up. In other words, but once more, just take your time, but don't over exaggerate. That's what I'm trying to basically say. In fact, how you felt about this? Are you sort of upset, nervous about the film because this is the final trilogy lockdown? So you prefer they take their time or not? Tell me down below your opinion. Now let's talk about the next news of the day. No, I have to admit, Toon Hive is on fire. They keep posting a lot of new things. And today they also posted something brand new on their Twitter/X account, posting of the official first poster of Castlevania Nocturne Season 2, the new series premiere with Netflix on January 16. Of course, the poster looked great. The trailer really hits hard. It really looks really good. Of course, depends on you because a lot of people were kind of divisive of the first season because it wasn't like the canon. They sort of obsessed with the canon. Usually the fans who actually complain about this are the video game fans. But also there's sort of a question. You can do a series based on a video game, but you have to understand not everything fits or makes sense in animation because it's a completely different medium, a different way to execute few things. Especially some of the games are sometimes a little repetitive. In fact, it's sort of a joke that Dragaga comes every single time that doesn't really make sense. In other words, that's sort of like a running joke, and you think the video game fans will sort of understand, yeah, this is a different medium. It's also sort of strange. You keep bringing back certain things again and again. Once again, you can overlook it in a video game because you're playing it. In a TV series, you're watching it. And that makes sense. They have to do sort of changes. But yet, let's understand you're very Pacific canon type of person. That understand you maybe feel that you lost interest because of that, but you have to say the show is still very well written. It's still very interesting, very fun, very out there. It's still the same Castlevania you love. It's that you feel it's sort of strange the canons change. Let's face it, Castlevania is never known of the best written stories or anything. You're there for the game, not the story. You can see all the different versions of it. All of them are the same thing. It's all about the game, not the story. But once again, it all depends on you, how you felt. In fact, if you're a fan of the video game, you're disappointed, or you're not know nothing about the video game, but you still love the anime series. You still love this sort of continuation of it or not? Tell me down below. Let me know. Now let's talk about the next animation news of the day. Now, our next news actually is from Truffles. If you don't know who he is, he's a guy who is a scooper for animation, and he is very accurate. Sometimes he's just reposting some things he heard, other times he have very exclusive scoops from him. And this one is sort of interesting. You probably hear around the line. Specifically, Pokemon is actually working with as Artman, making a specific project on the works from Artman. It will be sort of released on 2027. Of course, if you don't know who is Artman, basically it's the same company who made Wallace and Gromit. They just specializes sort of claymation animated movies or specials, and that's sort of their style. But at the same time, it's just sort of unusual that basically Pokemon is the one who sort of kind of extend the arm to Armin to actually help them to do this specific project. For right now, we don't know have much details, but yeah, it's sort of strange that basically Pokemon want to do a project of claymation. It's not the first time they do it. They have sort of a Netflix sort of slice of life kind of hotel for Pokemon series done sort of like puppetry in a way. It's still very good. I highly recommend it. You have the time to see it. But other than that, with Claymation, it's sort of strange. They decide to go this direction, but yet we don't know this is a movie or a small little project or even a TV series. To be fair, Artman is not well known to do TV series. They strictly just do movies and that's it, and a little bit specials here or there, and that's it. They don't do anything more than that. So it's sort of shocking they decide to make a claymation project that I'm assuming partly it's a small project, or I could be wrong. This could be a long length movie for Artman. One thing we know, it will come out in 2027. And you know what? I'm up for it. I want to see how Hartman tackled this. What kind of story could follow someone? It could be a sort of a myth, a legend, or what? Because let's face it, Pokemon is sort of trying to stop doing Pokemon sort of face-to-face kind of battles. They are actually little by little, if you have not noticed, trying to walk away from that specific sort of genre. They want to tell stories in the world of Pokemon. And you know what? I'm down for it because it has so much potential to dive even more, because Pokemon has so much lore, so many things, so many different rules. You could actually follow different timelines, different histories, or different events. I mean, you could retrack most of it. It also makes sense that Pokemon want to work with Armin, because Armin is does sort of kind of slice of life kind of films. Not all the time, but you get that sort of kind of humbling, sweet, kind of endearing type of films, and Pokemon is all about that. So the both working together just sort of makes sense in a way. But I don't know you. How you feel about this? You think this is a good idea, bad idea? Tell me down below. Let me know. I'm just sort of excited to see what is it exactly. It's a movie. It's a small special, 5 minutes. I just want to know what it is, just to have a better image of it, in other words. But that's all I can say. Now let's talk about the next animation news of the day. Now this is sort of news, but specifically in the fandom kind of section, specifically for Janet Child versus the Underworld, the new Netflix animated series from Titmouse. And this project was very interesting. In fact, I've not had half the time to actually watch it or review it, but what I heard, it's good. But the mentality of Twitter or whatever website you go to, everybody has sort of the same mentality, like, why bother? And I have found a lot of tweets like that on Twitter, Facebook, or a lot of different places. And a lot of people trying to convince people to actually watch this series. And you know what? It did trend it for a little while. It kind of did blow up the stats in Netflix, because it was like 6, 7, out of nowhere it became sort of number 2 or 3 most watched show on Netflix, specifically in animation. I'm sort of surprised how this show did blow up, but yet, like this post I found, summing up pretty perfectly. It feels they kind of kind of shoved two seasons together to finish the whole series because they know we're not getting a season 2. In a way, yeah, I think this is the reason why people don't want to binge watch any anime series from Netflix, because it's sort of that mentality, why bother, because we're not gonna finish it, it's still gonna end halfway. Yeah, I think this sort of the answer of many different creators of animation from basically streaming service. Just do one season, just answer everything in one season. Don't actually bother going on. Just rush it. And I feel this is the reason why they got 13 episodes. But I don't know you. The vibes of everything, everybody loved it, but yet because this is still streaming, we don't know we get a season 2, or we don't know how many episodes they actually ordered. They easily ordered 23 episodes or 20 episodes and kind of have said season 1, season 2, and that's it. Or this only order one season because they becoming cheapskates. So yeah, I think this is the reason why a lot of people are sort of stating it's a good series. Feel a little rushed, but still worth watching because they have a beginning and an end in a way that sort of lift off. That sort of maybe we do have a season 2, depends off Netflix. But I don't know you. You've seen the same thing online, like a lot of people arguing, also saying, what bother, who cares, etc. Type in down below if you have seen the series. Do you love it? Do you think this deserves a season 2? Tell me down below, let me know. I got nothing else to say. It's time to talk about the next animated project of the day. Now, our next news is actually from Twitter/X from the old Turtle Don. He is very fanatic of the turtles. He just strictly just posts turtles. Any news turtles, he will actually post. And one of those posts, he put out basically the Tales of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Season 1 is coming to Netflix January the 1st. And this is true. I don't know why Paramount decided to, I don't know, give this show to Netflix, even that you wanted to see the series, you had to watch on Paramount Plus. Even that, people did enjoy the series, but people were sort of divisive because it was good like the movie, but it didn't land it perfectly. They have some issues, and one of the issues is the fact this is sort of not really canon to the movies because it's all respected of one turtle, sort of kind of fanficky book he wrote, but we don't know if this is completely canon or non-canon if you like this version of the turtles. But be this said, it's just sort of strange to make this move from Paramount. I'm wondering, was even that successful on Paramount, or maybe that was a bad idea to move it to basically Netflix instead? Because let's face it, Paramount is just too small. It's very bottom of the streaming polls. Like, everybody sort of kind of forgot Paramount has its own streaming service, and to me it was one of the biggest dumbest moves. Have its one of the biggest IPs, put it in only on Paramount Plus. At the very end sounds a good idea, could actually pull numbers, but yet this is meant for wide world production. In other words, like, you should put it the biggest streaming service, you know, Amazon Prime or basically Netflix. That's the only two will actually trend this type of show, and yet they decide to only trending on Paramount Plus, even that nobody cares or nobody wants to actually stream it. They pirate it because it feels more easier instead of actually paying out $10 to watch the stream. But once more, very end, I think this was a smart idea, but I think this is too little too late sort of move. But I don't know you. Are you gonna watch it? Are you still gonna watch it even that you have that technically maybe it's not canon? But I don't know you. It still all depends how you feeling about this. Will you keep watching or not, or you care of this version of the Turtles? And for me, I probably watch it if I have some spare time, because let's face it, I have too many things to do and not enough time to actually stay and watch things. But other than that, I probably give a chance at least the first 2 episodes. Other than that, what is your opinion? Now let's talk about the next animation news of the day. Now, another one from Twitter, specifically on 2Hive, it also be different websites. They're actually posting the new trailer or the final trailer from Sonic 3. specifically making this one so different that you have to watch it. What I mean is, this final trailer is basically stop motion, sort of a Christmas special under 2 minutes, promoting the movie but also celebrating Christmas by using stop motion. And that is just sort of very weird. On top of this, all the voice actors of the original movie reappear doing their voice line, including Keanu Reeves. And it's just sort of kind of weird because the whole 2 minute promotion is all about Sonic and his team trying to help Santa because they kind of screwed up and they're trying to deliver all the presents. And Shadow last minute decided, no, let me do it. I can teleport and steal Santa's sleigh. And that's sort of the whole point of the trailer. But it feels something on a left field. It feels something from part of the old cartoons from the 90s. That one is sort of kind of weird, almost cartoony. Not the Saturday AM, the other one. The one that is just sort of more Looney Tunes inspired one. I feel that one fits that version of Sonic, not this one. It just feels a little weird, but at the very end, I kind of liked it, even though it's just short, straight to the point. But yet, I'm just sort of odd how the designs look with Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles. It's just sort of out there, but it feels sort of charming in a way. Like, you can't be mad at this. It just sort of you're just sort of wondering why. Sort of obvious promotion, but why go extra miles to do this? That I think that's sort of the angle I'm going into. It's just sort of weird and strange, but yet awfully enjoyable. It's straight to the point, straight to the hardest fuzzies, but it just works. Maybe because this version of song is super kind of campy, trying to be wholesome all the time. It fits super well because of that, at least. I don't know you. Do you like it? Are you surprised of this trailer? Basically, all the voice actors of the movie came back to voice a few words. It's just sort of weird and out there, but it works very well. I don't know you. How you feel about the stop motion? Do you like it? Do you hate it? Tell me down below. Let me know. Now let's talk about the next animation news of the day. Now, our next news is from Screenrant, specifically posting on the Twitter/X. They posting on it's a Jim Earl Jones tribute will be played at the very beginning of Mufasa: The Lion King. This is sort of from the director. Basically posting, I just sum up what he says. Basically, it doesn't feel right if we don't put something in the film with Ashley James as a tribute, because he was the original kind of Lion King Mufasa and the live action also cartoon movie that when he passed away, you feel you miss someone very special. That's basically Jones himself. So it seems to me was not a bad idea to put a tribute at the beginning of the film. And that's basically it was a director. It just felt right. You kind of need to be truthful. I thought it's like probably a good idea, even that I don't want Mufasa to be a thing because I feel it doesn't have a good reason, feels kind of cheap. But I'm okay with this to tribute the man who played Mufasa. Even that maybe I watch the film on basically streaming, not in theaters. But other than that, a lot of people reacted to this saying yes, they actually really liked it. This is feel just right, especially people who will watch the film. They're definitely not gonna watch it. Even the people who don't want to, they probably give it a chance just because of this. But everybody just sort of love the idea. Yes, this is definitely right. This is feel could be a best tribute for the man who played Mufasa. It just clicks. I have to say, the director was on the money. Of course, it's up to you. Feels this is right, this is cheap, or this is manipulation to make you force you watch the film. But it feels to me it's not, because how director wrote it, his own words. In the post, he's pretty genuine how he said it. But other than that, I don't know you, how you felt. This is a good idea, bad idea, or you feel could be a manipulation to actually force you watch the film or not. To me, not really. I feel this is right in the money, in other words. I don't know you, tell me your thoughts down below. Now, our next news, well, it's not news, it's almost fun facts or almost found Mania by accident. It's not really, but it's something that may be interesting if you're an anime fan or cartoon fanatic. This channel called Los Monos, who is basically our normal channel, nothing that special, but posts something very funny, interesting. This post, she or he or they post one called Candy Candy Little Woman Smurf 80s Magazine TV, done by only shoujo. And this magazine image of the poster, it's really good. It feels very 80s, but one specific character really stand out, and some of you probably don't know if you're American or Westerner of Candy Candy. Everybody knows about the Smurfs and also Little Women. They're two very kind of Western cartoons, even that both of them are not technically Western. But besides that, it's one specific character I want to talk about because I usually don't have enough time or enough popularity to talk about very obscure things. And one of them is Candy Candy. Believe it or not, Candy Candy was really popular. Popular than the Smurf, even more popular of the Little Women. Even one up the popularity of Sailor Moon and Dragon Ball Z. Yes, this character, Candy Candy, she almost basically took over the world of her own popularity. She was basically the first anime character that almost took over the whole world of her own popularity. But the only problem is she couldn't complete her job for one specific reason. The creator of Candy is also the animator of Tangled Candy of the original manga or shoujo that was having a falling out even the final arc of the season of Candy Candy, because the final season of Candy Candy had a sort of semi-done story arc. They just needed one more season to end everything, and they had a green light. They have everything, but because the animator decided to sell some of the drawings of Candy Candy because she was desperate for cash, then the creator of Candy Candy, the writer, got mad at her, sued her. They have sort of an argument, and the creator did one, but because of this, the struggle of the noise, everything went fall apart. But Candy Candy is just so iconic and weird because how truly interesting the anime is. Even the anime is 80s. I highly recommend watch at least the first episode that you can find if they're still there on YouTube because it is that good. It's one of those animes. It's sort of kind of timeless because it's sort of stuck in around the 1920s, if I'm correct, or 80s. That she's sort of a orphan who want to be adopted, but one day she had a dream, or maybe a dream of this handsome man that she completely falls in love, but she doesn't know how to find him, and she decided, screw it, I risk it all to find this man and sort of define herself. Sound very basic, but believe me, this show is completely unhinged. One of the first episode, one Candy friends got adopted to this man that he finally has a father, and the first couple of seconds, the father slaps him. Quite literally in front of everybody. And you're just shocked, like, what? You realize this is from the 80s, so they don't have censors of that, only if the soap opera kind of thing, but it's something just almost unhinged kind of moment. Even that, they have multiple unhinged moments of Candy. It's just sort of almost shocking. It's like, believe me, you have moments that Candy has trauma and her friends push her to beat her trauma, but doing the thing she was scared of. Even that, it's just sort of completely crazy and reckless. You also have racism. You also have crazy twists and turns. And I think you also have like a murder in the series or something like that. It just goes bananas every single bit you keep watching. It's one of those that you stuck to it because you're wondering how should you get out of that specific situation. But it's done so soap opera-y, but yet this is meant for maybe the whole family, specifically kind of like young kids. But this thing is completely unhinged. It almost feels this was made for the adults, not for kids. And some reason, this thing was that popular. Ask anyone outside the United States, from Mexico, Spain, Italy, or Europeans. Everybody remembers this anime, except for maybe the Americans and maybe Canadians. Once again, they barely got started to translate and showing the show till the lawsuit kicked in about the animator and also the writer. This is the reason why you probably never heard of Candy Candy. But don't worry if you're curious. If you want to see it, it does have a conclusion of the whole thing, but almost book form to end everything up. There is no illustrations, it's just sort of written. The only problem is, I think it's the only way to finish it, you have to read Japanese. I don't know there's a fan translation, but you get the idea. This thing was amazing, and yes, you can still watch it, but in completely different languages. You can find a first couple episodes translating to English till they unplug the service because they'll find out the both creators. But all of that, and something I highly recommend if you are curious. That's something I wanted to talk for the longest time, but sometimes it's sort of hard to give a conversation that nobody really knows what Candy Candy really is. At least now you know. In fact, are you some of the people who knew was Candy Candy, understood how popular it really is? How popular, give you example, slap her face on anything on all, it automatically sells. That's how popular it really is. And I'm 100% sure this anime will never get a reboot because of the finding out of the both creators of Candy Candy. But other than that, that's all I can say. Now let's talk about the next animation news of the day. Now, our funny news of the day is from Spongy Updates. If you don't know who Spongy Updates is, it's basically a scooper, a very reliable one, and today he tweeted something very interesting. It looks like Max is starting to be a little bit more serious about their kids and family-friendly original series, because they just purchased the most popular kids Sky Kids original series called Is the Moon. This is set up streaming on Thursday, January the 2nd, basically next year. And you've never heard of this. This is what I did announce this a couple of months ago on one of my cartoon breaking news because they were making this into a cartoon. What it is, this cartoon is basically based on a book for little kids and decide to adapt it to basically a cartoon series. Now, what is the story of Adore Moon? Well, at least what the books are based on is basically a hybrid, half vampire, half fairy. The whole plot, or at least each single book, is sort of self-contained. The only thing you understand about the franchise is basically you're trying to find yourself in understanding this is who you are, being half vampire and half fairy. And that's basically it. You could pick up any random book and you get these sort of scenarios they put Adora Moon into, just sort of facing her who she is and understanding to be okay and find yourself, even if you're half a vampire, half a fairy. It's just sort of understanding who you really are, and that's basically the whole plot. It also makes sense to make this sort of a anime series. Of course, this is made for little kids, our ages to 6 to 8, in other words, and also very popular, so it sort of makes sense they finally decide to adapt this to a cartoon. Of course, we don't know what is the direction of this cartoon because in the original series, it doesn't really have direction. It's sort of all about whatever book you pick up, that's all the plot we focus on that specific book. But all that only has one specific thing. Be accepted how odd you really are, accept all your talents. You have that specific person you actually unique is, in other words. And that's basically it. Sounds pretty crazy, at least the idea, and hopefully they can pull off the insanity, and also you hopefully it will be popular enough to have several seasons. But I don't know you, that's all the animation story I can tell right now. Tell me, do I miss a specific cartoon news? Let me know down below, and maybe next time I'll report it on the next cartoon news. For right now, that's it. I got nothing else to say, just thanks for watching, don't forget to subscribe, and have a wonderful day. Bye.